Michael, to you first. What, according to you, is the toughest thing about an India tour?
Whenever you're playing international cricket, the toughest part is adjusting your skills to the local conditions. In Test cricket, you don't have a lot of time, and certainly with limited overs cricket, it's even less. And so we're finding that with the Australian team. We do engage a lot with India. We send a lot of our junior sides and development teams over just to get that flavour, get used to the conditions. But it is always tough, as certainly the Australians found in the first two matches.
Right, Michael, India in many ways currently is playing a brand of ruthless cricket, regardless of the opposition really, that the Aussies were once famous for. What, according to you, is the current Indian team's biggest strength?
I think the Indian cricket team really showcase everything about India at the moment. There's enthusiasm, there's an energy and a confidence in what is happening. And I certainly have seen that in my long association with India. 19 years, I'd like to say, my love affair with this country. And coming here several times a year, and I'm not amazed at seeing Indian cricket as strong as it is, certainly when I see the development and the growth of the country.
All right, I want to take the same question now to Mr. Gavaskar. So would you say that fearlessness perhaps is the hallmark of this Indian team, and that is what is helping them go from strength to strength?
Yes, I think they're very flexible. Like we saw with Pandya's promotion up the order, we've also seen that in earlier games, Pandya has come in first change, but he came after the spinners were brought in. So yes, I think the fact that this Indian team is flexible, the fact that this Indian team has got options where you can be flexible with your batting order, you can be flexible with your bowling changes. That certainly shows the strength of the team. Not to forget the bench strength. We've got some top quality players sitting on the bench and not getting a game. Mohammad Shami, Umesh Yadav, Ravindra Jadeja. These are and Ashwin is not even in the 14. So I think it just is such a good sign for Indian cricket that we've got such a strong core of players from who to pick your final 11.
All right, let's get a fast bowler's perspective now. Michael, as a fast bowler yourself, would you say India's current crop of pacers is perhaps the best bunch that they've ever had as one single unit?
Well, knowing a few of the ones that, and competing against a few of the older ones, I can't necessarily say that. I think they're very good. I wouldn't want to offend, of course, my friends that I played cricket against many years ago. But I think there's some great talent there. We're seeing that, I think, with high performance across all sport these days, with technology and the training that occurs now. I think we're seeing a lot of players, they're stronger, they're faster, right, and certainly fitter.
Right. Also, Michael, Australia, of course, have a big Ashes series coming up at the end of the year. How morale-shattering do you think will a big loss in the current ODI series like a 4-1 or a 5-0 scoreline be for Stephen Smith and company?
No, well, look, I think it's different in every way. When you're playing cricket in India and also one-day cricket, it being a different form, it is very different. All we can control is our preparation for the Ashes, and that's what we're doing. We've got a couple of rounds of Sheffield Shield cricket for our test players and all the players competing for those test spots to prepare for what we consider the ultimate in Australia, the England-Australia Ashes Test Series.
Right, that's also what the mood in the Aussie camp is currently. They are focusing mostly on the Ashes at the end of the year. Not so for the Indians, of course. They are focusing on a possible 5-0 series whitewash. Let's talk about the Indian captain now. Mr. Gavaskar, is Virat on his way to becoming one of India's best captains, you think? Someone who will perhaps be remembered when we talk about legendary captains in the future?
Definitely, yes. I think with the kind of wins that he is engineering for his team, I think definitely he will go down as one of India's greatest ever captains. I did say, I think two years ago, maybe when he was not, I was not even the vice captain of the Indian team. I did say that maybe when Virat Kohli does become the captain, he'll bring to the captaincy the kind of flair that Tiger Pataudi had brought to the captaincy, and effect the kind of changes that Tiger Pataudi brought into Indian cricket way back in the 1960s. So now the changes that Virat Kohli is bringing to this Indian team is a fitness culture, is a culture of being ruthless. It's a culture of pursuing victory at all costs and not giving up. And I think that is a great culture to have.
All right, high praise then for Virat from Mr. Gavaskar there. Stay on with us, sir. Let's quickly go across to Michael for the next one. Michael Clark earlier had said that there's an Aussie in Virat Kohli. He's already tied, of course, for the second most number of ODI hundreds with Ricky Ponting. Do you think he can perhaps go and break Sachin's record of 49 tons one day?
Well, he's on track to do so. I think he's a stunning player. He's fantastic. And I do recall last time he was in Australia that he particularly liked Sydney. So I'm not sure what Michael Clark has said to him, but Michael Clark's from Sydney, so maybe he might be able to move to Sydney when he finishes playing cricket for India and maybe be Michael Clark's neighbour.
All right, that is something that not too many people will perhaps predict, that the two of them will be neighbours in the future. Mr. Gavaskar, if you had to put your finger currently on two things which are going horribly wrong really for the touring Aussies, what would they be?
I think it's a lack of a quality batsman at number 4 and 5. That I think is their main problem. And also the lack of a good first change bowler to back the opening burst that Coulter-Nile and Cummins are coming up with. When they're bowling well, they need somebody to come in and support, because look, in these hot, humid conditions, you can't expect fast bowlers running from a distance to bowl more than 4 overs. And therefore, Smith is handicapped to a great extent. That in his first, while the ball is hard and new, he doesn't have a third bowler who can come in and put the pressure, keep the pressure up on the Indians.
All right, one final question, and I'll put that to Michael. Michael, you are in India for a program hosted by the Australian High Commission for Sports Law and Governance. Tell us a little more about it.
Well, I came to India last year with the Dean of the University of Queensland School of Law, and we visited a couple of institutions, and I think one of the best parts about Jindal Global University is their ability to move quickly. Well renowned, it's on a growth plane that's very exciting, and certainly as a relationship develops, someone that University of Queensland is looking forward to being part of.